You are listening to In Conversation with Jennie and Mark.
Well, hello. I am the Reverend Mark Adams from St Margaret's Church, Barking.
And I'm the Reverend Jennie Adams from Holy Trinity, Prince Consort Road, South Kensington. And today we have a special guest with us. Linzi, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm the Reverend Linzi Blundell, and I am the vicar at Riddlesden and East Morton up in West Yorkshire.
Oh.
And this is In Conversation with Jennie, Mark and Linzi.
Yay!
It's great to have you with us. Really exciting. And
It is exciting.
it's really exciting. And we know you from Scargill, right? That's where we know you from.
We do.
Those of you who know Scargill, Linzi used to be a member of the community. How long were you a member of the community for?
7 years.
Oh, 7 years. 7 year sentence.
Yeah.
I did 3 months, and before that, I had hair.
And I haven't, and that's why I've got lots of hair.
Yeah, that's it.
And
Anyway,
I'm only
Linzi,
actually 24.
Linzi, we're delighted to have you with us on our podcast. It's really exciting.
Okay.
So we're going to crack on. We're going to look at the gospel reading for this Sunday that's on the lectionary. I'm going to load it up, and I think, Jennie, you're going to read it, aren't you?
Yeah, I'll read it. Luke 17, verses 5 to 10. The apostles said to the Lord, "Increase our faith." And the Lord replied, "If you had faith the size of a mustard seed, you could say to this mulberry tree, 'Be uprooted and planted in the sea,' and it would obey you. Who among you would say to your slave who has just come in from ploughing or tending sheep in the field, 'Come here at once and take your place at the table'? Would you not rather say to him, 'Prepare supper for me, put on your apron and serve me while I eat and drink. Later you may eat and drink'? Do you thank the slave for doing what was commanded? So you also, when you have done all that you were ordered to do, say, 'We are worthless slaves. We have only done what we ought to have done.'"
This is the word of the Lord.
We are worthless slaves.
We are worthless slaves.
Well, knew it all along.
And obviously, Linzi, that's why we invited you today, because we wanted to. This is a particular passage that we thought you'd appreciate having a comment on.
Yeah, thanks for that.
Yeah.
Go
So,
on, then.
what are you
Have you got
thinking? It is a bit of a shock, isn't it? The whole worthless slaves thing. But maybe we'll come back to that later, shall we?
Should we start at the very beginning?
Can we start at the beginning? A very good place to start. Because, faith the size of a mulberry. What is it? Faith the size of a mustard seed. Send this tree into the sea. I mean, it's a good bit of hyperbole, really, isn't it? Jesus does like to do a bit of that overemphasizing, doesn't he? I think that's what's going on here.
I was going to go back a bit further than that.
Go back a bit further then, Jennie.
Okay. Increase our faith. I have just looked before it. So before it, this is all about forgiving your brother 7 times and all that, which is why they're going, "Oh, that's too difficult. Increase our faith." That's where we're starting.
Yeah, in fact, it's 7 times in one day, isn't it? It's the same as this picture, isn't it? Same person comes to you, same time, one day. I've done the same thing. I'm sorry. Oh, I forgive you. I'm sorry. I forgive you. I'm sorry. I forgive you. Yeah, I mean, Linzi, how does that work out for you when that happens?
I think with Jennie rewinding a bit with that, and what comes to mind for me is that they are asking Jesus to fix it for them again.
Yes.
It's not Lord, tell us how we might have more faith, or tell us, Lord, how we might engage with our faith more, or it's, Lord, I can't do this. Give me more of it. You fix it for me.
Yeah.
Which is a prayer we all make from time to time, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. But it's back to that sort of milk and meat stuff, isn't it? It's at what point can these people stand on their own feet just a little bit?
Yes.
Actually, that's really interesting you say that, because the reading that I was doing, which was brief, right? I'm probably not going to get this quite right from the commentary, but the commentary says that the way the Greek is structured here, I don't know any Greek, okay, just to say, much to my dad's disappointment. That's one of the great disappointments of my dad's life. But we don't deal with all my childhood trauma here. But in the apparently the way the Greek is phrased, it actually means you've already got the faith. You
Yeah.
need to exercise it. So it's not the tone is not so much, well, if you had faith, you could do this. It's
Yeah.
more, you do have faith. Now live in the light of
Crack
it.
on.
Yeah, crack on. So I think actually that fits really well with that idea, doesn't it? That,
Yeah.
Jesus is sort of saying to them, you've got this, you can do it.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
they're still going, well, we can't.
yeah.
We can't.
Well,
You do it. You do it
can't
for
you
us.
do it? One of my, I have no idea where it is because I'm rubbish at chapter and verse, but it is in Mark's Gospel, and it's like Jesus has fed the 5,000 and fed the 4,000, and he's retreated to an island with the disciples, and they're there, and they've just witnessed these miracles, and they say to him, like, well, what are we going to have for tea? Pretty much is what they said. And in one of the translations, he comes back to them and he goes, "Are you dull?" You know, like, why are you worrying about this? Why are you fretting
You
about
almost
this?
imagine Jesus going like this, don't you? Ah!
Yeah, yeah. It's
In
like,
fact,
oh,
it
what am I
reminds me
gonna
of
have?
it because it is the sort of, in one sense, setting them up for when they are going to have to lead the church and when they are going to have to do this, isn't it? And
Yeah,
I always think with that verse at the beginning of the Acts of the Apostles, where they come to him just before the ascension and they go, "Lord, are you now going to restore the kingdom to Israel?" And he's kind of like, "Oh, haven't you got it yet?" But
yeah. And
so
I think for me, there's a small hint of that in the mustards,
Mm.
like, and like you say, it's not, you don't have any, it's like you only need a little, actually, is
yeah.
what he's saying. You only need a little and you've got enough.
So
And
Yeah.
he doesn't really want us to be going and throwing trees into the sea, though, does he? That's presumably.
No, so that's my question to you, because you've done some reading around this. Is
Oh, okay,
this
thanks.
literally just hyperbole? Literally just hyperbole? Does that make sense? But is this what it is, or does it go, is it referring to some other story or belief or something
I
else?
don't think it, and I'm not, well, I haven't read anything to do with that. I think it is hyperbole, isn't it? And Jesus uses that all the time. I mean, it's quite comic in a way, isn't it? Actually, I mean, it's a ridiculous picture that you would go and
Be uprooted.
you would go and throw a tree into the sea. It's like, but then that Jesus does that all. I think we need to understand. We need to see
I
that
just
Jesus
like
uses
to
that as a
comment here,
method of
not
teaching.
throwing it into the tree and into the sea. You are going to the tree and telling it to go uproot itself and go to
Be
the sea.
uprooted and planted in
yeah,
the sea, and it would obey
Okay.
you. And I tell you,
yeah.
That's my tree.
so how does that link together then with the worthless slaves going in and what is going on with that?
I think the obedience bit, isn't it? It's saying, well, why should you be thanked? Why should you be rewarded just simply for being obedient? Like, this is what you've been asked to do. You've done it. Woo-hoo for you.
Pretty miserable, isn't it? I'd quite like a pat on the back, and you've done really well.
Yeah,
Uh,
me too.
It seems quite a hard word, doesn't it? It's quite a hard thing that Jesus seems to be saying to us here.
Do you know what? I can remember Adrian Plass saying that he didn't want Jesus to love him, he wanted him to like him. Wanted him to look down and just kind of go, "Oh, you're doing a good job there." And I feel a little bit the same. He loves everyone, but I'd quite like him to think I'm doing all right. And this kind of,
Yeah.
"Oh, we're just worthless slaves and you're only doing what you're expected to do and what you're asked to do." I was like, I'd quite like you to say well done.
I mean, but if you contrast it with sort of the power of the talents, I mean, I know you get the worth where you get the worth of slave there. It's just is
Yeah.
put it in the ground, isn't he? But there he does say, well done, good and faithful servant, doesn't he? There
Yeah,
to
that
those
would
that have,
do. That would
does
do.
that sort of cut across with that, or how does that fit with this? What are you thinking, Lindsay?
Put her on spot.
I'm thinking all sorts of things. I think the bit that comes before, it's like the slave has done their day's work. you know, haven't they? They've done their day's work, and I'm not sure they're being asked, they're being allowed, being asked, being invited to then sit at the table and rest and eat. Why would they have to do more?
That is a good point. So they've already done a day out in the fields ploughing. You wouldn't think the same slaves would be the same slaves that come and cook the dinner, would you?
But then have you been in our churches recently?
Yeah, nobody's
Where,
doing anything.
where it is the same people, isn't it? It is the same
Yes,
people.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
And I wonder how much passages like this have fed into the narrative of constantly doing rather than sitting at the table and eating and receiving.
It's funny, isn't it, to contrast it with some of those other things that
Yeah,
some of Jesus. I mean, again, I'm just as you're talking, I'm thinking about, the story of Mary and Martha, and Mary's the one sitting at Jesus' feet, and Martha's the one who's preparing the dinner.
yeah,
So it's this obviously isn't the whole picture, is it? It's not the whole it's not the whole picture, and probably
no.
needs to be seen maybe a little bit within that wider context. But I think there
So
is something as well. I think for me with these passages, it's about where do you want to put yourself in the story, and
Yeah,
um, actually, if you put yourself in the story of the, it is quite strong, the worthless slave, but actually that thing of God doesn't owe us anything.
no.
I
God
think
doesn't owe us
That's
anything. We are not in
rough.
God's debt. We are not in God's debt.
no.
No, God's not in our debt.
We are not in God's debt. God's not in our debt. Is that the right way around? We don't owe God anything. Anyway, I don't know whether I've
No,
got.
we owe God
We owe
everything,
God everything. Yes,
but
God
God
He
doesn't owe
owes
us
us
anything.
nothing. Yes, that's
God
the
owes
way
us
around.
nothing.
But how does that fit with a relational God? How does that fit with a father God?
Well,
Well,
how does it
we
fit?
still have, there are still expectations. If you're a child, there's still expectations on what you will do. Then there are still expectations for us. I wonder if you were preaching on it and you were trying to put yourself in the, or put yourself in a story, how would you tackle that? Would there be some people that are just sitting at the table,
Well,
waiting to
always.
be slave, waiting to be served?
Yeah, always.
Well, I think that's where it's dangerous to put ourselves in that side of the equation, because it's not for us to demand all these things of other people. That's for God, I think. I mean, you could almost see, and I've been reading all these books about colonialism and slave, and you could almost sort of see, you could see this being a justification even for slavery, couldn't you? And that would be the danger of putting yourself in that place. No, we are the worthless slaves. We don't owe God. We can make no claim on God. God, you've got to do this for me because I've worked in the church all these years, or because I'm ordained, or because I've given up my life for it, or because I've given all this money. You can never put yourself in that place that says, God, you've got to do this for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what I think I'd be taking out of this, which is quite an interesting message to preach, actually, if you want to.
Well, it is, isn't it? Well, it is, isn't it? Because what benefits are
Yeah.
there for being within that circle then? If we're talking,
Yeah, so I mean we've had a few weeks of as your focus? Is it money or is it people? Is it
yeah,
money or is it relationship? It's not supposed to be easy. It's going to be a hard
yeah,
life for us. It's not about a cushy life. And I suppose it follows on a little bit from that, isn't it? It's not
it
really
does.
about what we can take out of it at any point.
No,
It is a hard message. It is
it
a hard
is.
Isn't it
message.
actually, in a kind of roundabout way, actually a parable of grace?
Say more.
Because, well, because I can only receive what God gives me by grace. I can't earn it. I can't claim it. I
Mhm.
can't demand it. I can only receive it because I
Mm,
am a worthless slave. But actually, it's not the whole picture, because we're also called into that, as you say, that father beloved child relationship. But but that's not on the basis of what we've earned or what we've done, or it's on the
No.
basis that God loves us because God loves us. I don't know.
Well, we had the prodigal son, didn't we, a couple of weeks back?
Well, we sort of skipped over it, didn't we? Did you have
Yeah.
it?
Yeah, we did.
Ah, okay, we skipped over it because we.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah, we
that's the.
did.
I'm just wondering. I mean, it goes back to that thing about the baptism, doesn't it? That Jesus is called the beloved son before he's done anything. I always think that's.
Mhm.
Oh, we had it
Yeah.
at Messy Church. That's where we had it.
Okay.
I knew I'd done it recently.
Among too
Somewhere in the
many
blur of
services.
your life.
Somewhere in the blur of life in ministry, making marshmallow piggy biscuits. Yes, that's where we had the prodigal son recently.
Oh, wow. Um, yeah, I think there is a danger if we don't mention the grace that we're still on the working our way to heaven. And I think we've had that in the last few weeks, actually. There's always a dangerous line where it sounds as though it's what you do that will get you to
Yeah.
heaven. Certainly last week, wasn't it? It was the rich man and the poor man, rich man and Lazarus. So yes, making sure that we're only responding to the grace, or the worthless slave bit. Maybe we should stop saying worthless.
Yeah, do you think we've laboured that point enough now?
Or the slavery bit.
Or the
Is
slavery
in
bit.
response to
because
the grace.
I think it's important, isn't it, the worthless, because it ties into imagery, the least of these. It ties into faith as small as a mustard seed. It is,
Mhm.
we don't have to be great and grand, thank heavens. I think the worthless, because otherwise we're just simply slaves.
Oh, okay. So it's better to be a worthless slave than just a slave. Is that what you're saying?
I think the worthless offers a hint of an opportunity for redemption, doesn't it?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, I'm going with that.
I think.
Just say a little bit more. I'm struggling to quite get there, but anyway, yeah. Why does it?
I don't know. I think if you're you're just a slave, that's it, and it's just a job title. If you're a worthless slave, it sounds like there's somewhere to progress from.
How would you link that to the first bit then, with the faith the size of a mustard seed throwing
The mustard seed. Well,
sending
because
trees
it's
of hearts
again,
off into
it's
the
just
sea?
a small thing, isn't it? And there's that whole thing about mustard seeds are tiny, but actually when they're planted, they grow into
Mm.
these monstrously large plants, don't they?
The largest of all,
There you go.
apparently.
In the
Again,
Middle
I
East,
think
anyway.
I think it's about seeing the kernel or the seed in what is there as a potential for hope, for growth, for
Mm.
redemption. I think
Mm.
um I think you would, I don't know.
It's
If
almost like there's Jesus. I wish you could hear the tone of. I wish we could get the tone of how Jesus says it, isn't it? Because
yeah,
is he saying it with a little bit of a, I don't know, twinkle in his eye, kind of, sort of. You've got to see it within the bigger picture of the gospel, haven't you? With all those other things that perhaps we've mentioned.
yeah.
Otherwise, it becomes a really hard message. But I think if you do that, then you know, you
He
can
might
see it
have
from there.
been, yeah, more jokey. He was a funny man. It often
Yeah.
He's
gets lost in
funny
And
man.
he's just told
translation.
us to go and send trees walking into the sea. So, it's like, I mean, it's a ridiculous picture, isn't it?
And again.
So, Jenny, I want you to do that on Holy Trinity on Sunday now. You've got to do that.
Your
Reenact the
tree,
walking of the tree.
your
Not a
tree
Yeah,
impression.
yeah. So I suppose we should draw it together, really, because that's pretty much our time. But Lindsay, it's been great to have you with us. Will you come and join us again?
Yes.
That'd be amazing.
On a week when I'm feeling more cheerful
And not a worthless slave.
Not worth the slave.
and not a
Any
worthless.
any final thoughts on this as we sort of wrap up?
I am going to own my identity of a worthless slave because it gives me an opportunity to come back another week and be more than. See how my little mustard seed has flourished.
Oh,
Oh,
you'll be a
that's
big
good, isn't it?
tree.
That'll be a big treat, and then I can walk into the sea.
And then Jenny's going to send you into the sea.
What about you? What about you guys?
I'm still thinking about the fact that in our churches, lots of people do everything. I'm still mulling that over. I think we have some slaves that feel worthless, that should feel a bit better about themselves, and some people that should be the worthless slaves. I don't know how I will tackle that, but that's where
That's good.
I'm thinking.
Yeah. I think that's really helpful, actually. And I think for me, it is a story of grace. Actually, you've got to sort of flip it a little bit. But the fact that we have no claim on God, but God loves us for who we are, actually is in this story. You maybe have to take a bit more context in that. But I think actually that picks up. I hope that I think that matches what both of you were saying as well. So that's all good. Well, thank you for listening if you've got this far. I always say that. If anyone's battled through to the end of this madness, then thank you. Linzi, you'll come and join us again. Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, that'd be good.
You'll have me. Super. It was lovely to visit the South for an hour or so.
The big city.
The big city, the big smoke.
Thank you very much, everybody. Thanks for listening. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to In Conversation with Jennie and Mark. Please subscribe for more episodes on all the usual podcast platforms.